Aloha, welcome to the Honolulu Zoo. My name is Dita Hollyfield. I am the Director of Enterprise Services. We oversee the Honolulu Zoo in addition to the 6 municipal golf courses, concessions, building services, and all of the beautiful venues that Honolulu has to offer. Today is unprecedented. It's the biggest announcement the zoo has ever been a part of. We are excited to talk about the #1 accreditation honor in the nation today. We have a lot of great announcements and speakers looking forward to. Also vendors and very big partners, and we all are excited to have Mayor come up in just a little bit. But first I'd like to introduce, if I can, the acting director of the Honolulu Zoo, Jaqueline Peeler.
Good morning. What I'd like to talk a little bit about today is our actual accreditation process that we go through. So AZA is the American Zoo Association, and they have an accreditation process that looks for the gold standard in zoos worldwide. It used to best be in the United States, but now 12 other nations have joined. Currently, there's only 254 accredited facilities worldwide, and we are one of that 254. And out of that number, there's only 138 that are just zoos alone. A lot of them are aquariums, we have nature centers, science centers, there's a variety of different places. But the process we go through it is a lot of work. About a year out before your accreditation ends, you start the process with a very what word do I want to use? Challenging application. It's pages long. It's now saved on a jump drive. It used to be about this big. Now it's just a jump drive that we submit when we put our application in. But they look at everything from our walkways to the animals to our admissions to the bathrooms. They look at everything. So we wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have an amazing team behind us keeping us going every day. So when we say we're AZA, that means that we're AZA every day, and we really try to promote all of the positive things and education, conservation, all those key pieces for AZA. So after we did our application, we had a rigorous 3-day inspection here at the zoo. We had our peers from other facilities that go through training come and then they go through everything. They walk, they'll buy stuff in the gift shop, they'll buy food in the concession stand, they'll even taste your water at the fountain just to make sure everything meets that standard. They look behind the scenes, they count bolts, they look at all of your electrical. I mean, they do everything under the hood. It's like a full inspection that they do. Then after that, they take their findings, they give us things that they'd like to see us improve. We're given a period of time to work on those improvements before we go before a commission. It's a 15-member commission that we went to in March. It was in Atlanta this year. It does move around. And then they'll ask us questions that we have to, answer and have recommendations for. And then we luckily left there with our accreditation. We were one of 27 facilities that got accredited at the mid-year inspection. So I'd like to end just by saying it takes a village, and this inspection we had so much help. The team behind me is really who does all of the work. We had the zoo staff, our maintenance staff, the city really came out in all stops. We had people from all the facilities helping us to get ready for this inspection. So our thanks go out to everybody. In addition, we have 3 powerful allies here on ground, so our contractors. We have the Zoological Society, who you're going to hear from soon. But next up is actually Arian from the SSA, and she's going to talk to you guys about the partnership and what they've actually done this past year. So thank you.
As we expand with the giant honor of AZA 4-year accreditation, we are looking forward to acknowledging many of the staff that put many, many long, hard hours. I want to say a big mahalo to Denise Peterson, our ASO, Jaqueline Peeler, who you just heard from. Mark Yamane is here from DDC, from the city. Keala Awana, DES Building Services Director. DFM, we want to say a big mahalo to Gene Albano and his staff, and of course the grounds. If you look around and you think this is never looked so beautiful, and it is because of our friends Tony and Sebastian from the Honolulu Zoo. So at this time, we're going to introduce to you a couple of the really big vendors and concession partnerships. SSA is here. They received their very first 10-year concession partnership. They run the online ticketing and the food and beverage for the Honolulu Zoo. Please welcome Arian Thurston.
Hi, thank you so much. My name is Arian Thurston, and I'm proud to represent the SSA group. Like Dita said, we provide food and beverage, retail, and the admission services here at the Honolulu Zoo. At our core, we're about advancing hospitality and creating meaningful connections between people and place at some of our most iconic cultural attractions around the nation. A key part of who we are is our long-standing relationship with the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. We are deeply aligned with AZA's mission to advance animal care, conservation, and education. It's a partnership that challenges us to operate with purpose, supporting not just great guest experiences, but the broader impact these institutions have on our wildlife and on our planet. As we look ahead, I'm incredibly excited about this next chapter. This moment represents growth, innovation, and an even stronger commitment to the communities and organizations we serve. We're honored to be a part of this journey and look forward to what the next chapter holds into our future. Thank you so much.
Next up, we have the president of the Honolulu Zoological Society. Also behind us is Mary Benson, our executive director. And Alan is going to spotlight and tell everyone about how much they have done and what incredible partners they have been for many, many years for the Honolulu Zoo and what they have in store for the future.
The society is excited to have a partnership with the city administration, Department of Enterprise Services, SSA, and the zoo staff here. We just came off of our annual fundraiser Zoofari on Saturday night, which was right here. You see the tents that are still left here. So we raised funds for some of the projects, educational, conservation, and obviously it was a fundraising event. Thank you everybody for showing up for that. We raised a lot of money. We're going to do additional projects. This was really to build a playground, to upgrade the playground this year. But thank you.
I also want to mahalo Dr. Jill, who's over to my right. She is our veterinarian for the Honolulu Zoo, and of course our animal welfare is most important. I also want to acknowledge my friend Alex Su, who is going to be very vital and important to the future of some of the upgrades for the Honolulu Zoo. He's the president of Loom Farms, and he's going to bring a lot to the table. Now, the man who literally is the biggest dreamer and visionary, he knew we could get here no matter what the odds were going to be. He has a tremendous announcement, but without Mayor Blangiardi, none of this would happen and none of this would be where we are. Introducing Mayor Blangiardi.
Well, good morning and aloha. Thank you, Dita. But I would tell you right now why I'm up here today is because of the hard work of the men and women of the Honolulu Zoo. Nothing like this happens, not just with the AZA accreditation, but the transformation of this property without a lot of people really caring and committed. So let me just say, first of all, in coming in here, I've always believed that this Honolulu Zoo is so unique, maybe in the world, because it's such a cherished asset. But when you consider its origins, its history, its physical location, and so many other elements, this is really something to behold and deserves to be treated at the highest level. So we challenged Dita when she came in as our Director of Enterprise Services, along with the Honolulu Zoological Society, to really just take this to another level. And you know, her leadership, since she's been so kind to say what she said, has been remarkable. But I also, over the last several years, have gotten to know many of the men and women who work here. And one of the things that really struck me, and it was not really a surprise, because I like to look at passion in people and the work that they do, but the people who work here take it to a different level. Their sense of commitment, and it's understandable, if you will, because they work with animals and they understand maybe life in a different level, but their passion and their commitment and their hard work, they deserve to have this acknowledgement. I'm very proud. It's a great moment for the city. As it's already been stated, only 10% of the zoos in America earned this AZA accreditation. And I can promise you, knowing how rigorous it was to achieve that goal, they don't hand that out. It's at the highest level, the highest standard. So it's a testimonial to the people who work here and their commitment. So I'm joyful for them. I'm also very joyful for our community. You know, over 40 years ago, I used to take my kids through here. The zoo didn't look like this then. It was still a great place to go. but it didn't look like this. And I've watched it slowly over the years, but really, I'm going to acknowledge Dieter again. We challenged her coming in. We felt that we could do a lot more with the zoo than had been done. We really wanted to feel shifting gears, and honestly, if you walk through it today, physically alone, it's tremendous. But we've got so many wonderful animals here and people that this is a gift to the city, and we want it to be an even better gift in the future. So with this AZA accreditation, and one of the things we've been working on for over a year, while they were working to attain this honor, we were in discussions with China, with Beijing, and with the Consul General in Los Angeles about the possibility of our hosting pandas. And so I leave Wednesday on that mission. I've been invited there to take the conversations and our efforts, if you will, to another level. I have a lot of confidence based on the communication that's gone on so far that you don't get an invitation like this unless it's real. Now we got to close the deal, and there'll be a lot of things we have to do, but we feel like we can meet all the criteria that they will ask of us. Currently, right now, there's only 4 pandas in the United States, 2 at the San Diego Zoo and 2 in Washington, D.C. I think it only fitting because Honolulu is such an incredible international city with so much to offer, if you will, that we should have 2 pandas here. And I'm going to put myself on record as saying I am going there very mission driven with the support of a lot of other people to make that happen. So keep your fingers crossed. It won't happen overnight. We'll probably have to go through a whole lot of things, not the least of which is setting aside a place for them. We're going to have to build an indoor-outdoor facility and some of the other things, but we feel very confident that we can do all of that and then some. So I want to say it again. This is a cherished asset for our city. This announcement today of this accreditation is very fitting. It really is. This deserves to be considered among the top zoos in America. And it's not just the pandas, with them coming hopefully, but it's all the other aspects of this place. And we want to just make it better and better, and we know that we will. So with that, once again, last thing I want to say, bravo to all of you for your caring and unbelievable devotion. You know, look, we all have pets at home. You know, I'm a proud dog owner. We know how much we love these little individual animals. For what's here, this collection of wildlife that's here, and the people that are here, and the responsibility they hold to take care of all of them, that's so extraordinary. It's so extraordinary. So this is to be celebrated. And I'm just so proud as mayor to know that we've taken the zoo now to a place of greatness and beyond. So thank you. Okay.
Leslie, I just want to thank you guys for coming today and all the people that stand behind us. It takes a village. Nobody is doing this alone, and I think that's what the community can get really excited about. The Honolulu Zoo is now on its way to be a world-class facility, and we invite everyone to come out and see all the changes and all the new things. Big mahalo to my partner, the Deputy Director, Jaqueline Peeler, and I. If there's anything we can do, just please let us know, and we will open up for questions at this point.
Accreditation really means for the zoo moving forward. Will there be kind of new changes or more funding allocated that you can expand the zoo even more than it already has been?
AZA is the top accreditor in the nation. It's international as well, and they bring a wealth of resources. There are breeding programs. There are training assistants that we don't necessarily have on the islands because we're the only zoo here. So there's a wealth of resources along with SSA bring to the table, and we are very excited to be able to tap into a lot of that, as well as just learning. We have access to all the zoos that are also in the membership. So all the best practices that are available, we are going to be partnering and growing as we go.
And I'm guessing, just kind of on a follow-up to that, I'm guessing this accreditation maybe carries some weight when it comes to the negotiations to secure the pandas for the zoo as well.
Joining with AZA with a 4-year accreditation is the gold standard. And so now Mayor has not only what he's put behind it, but he's going to take that message, and it is going to be one of the giant reasons that the pandas will be secured. You said.
Play to win, Dita.
That's right. I followed directions. Anything else? Okay.
Anything you can think of that we didn't ask?
Anybody last words for anybody? Mayor, one last thing.
I'm just proud of everybody. Proud of everybody and grateful to everybody for working so hard. That's